Ronnie Proctor, new car in color combination tonight. He'll go from the outside of row number 2. Then it's Don Rocco with a 1 car. White flag is being displayed this time by. They'll go green next time around. The 75 of Munger will file into 6th starting spot. The 5, the Dave Goodermold Excavating, number 5 of J.R. Hefner, will fire from starting slot number 7. Starting spot number 8, another one of the Racing Ronca brothers, the Shippey Excavating, number 7 of Mike Ronca. Then it's the 35 of Mike Perotti in the Adirondack Auto entry. The 15 of A.J. Romano, he starts 10th. 11 starting spot, the Rock City Rocket. That is the Kendall car. He starts back there on the inside of row number 6, and outside of him, the number 11 of Don Scarborough. The 2 car of Ronnie Johnson, his father, Jack Johnson, outside of him. The 03 of Matt DiLorenzo, and the 4-star 4 car of Brett Hearn come from starting slot number 16. Then the 17. Starting position on the inside, the 97 of Donnie Ackner, the 08 of Paul Cirencio, the 3 car of Scott Knoll, and the 116 of Lucas Baker. Under green, down here to turn number 1. They worked their way off of turn number 2 down the backstretch. Cars together off turn number 2. 1 car slowing on the inside, but everybody continuing on. Don Ackner's number 97. Down at turn number 1, they run the 19 of Todd Ryan on the front. The 27 of Ronnie Proctor working off the high side of turn number 2. Cars on the move through the field. Jumpin'. Jack Johnson pulls down to make it a 3-wide run. Down to turn number 3. Jack Johnson with a Witz Roofing entry with the 12A car. Now has cracked the top 10. Ronnie Proctor with the brand new automobile is now taking it to the front, down to turn number 3. Proctor takes the lead away from Todd Ryan. He comes down off of turn number 4 as your leader. Ryan back to 2nd spot. The race for 3rd finds the 99 of Randy Hoteling and the number 7 car of Mike Ronca. Down the backstretch they run. Ronca up on the outside, pulls to the back bumper of Todd Ryan. Now here comes the 99 down to the inside. As they come down off of turn number 4, down across the stripe, here comes the 7 of Ronca back on the high side. 3-way battle back there for the runner-up spot. That has allowed Ronnie Proctor to pull away from the rest of the field. Ronnie Proctor up front, down off of turn number 4. Up through the corner they run, the 19 car running in 2nd. Todd Ryan, Mike Ronca bobble that time. That's going to allow the 99 of Randy Hoteling to retake spot number 3. The 15 of A.J. Romano riding back there in 5th spot. 6th spot now is Jack Johnson. Jumpin' Jack now in 6th position, closing in on a top 5 run as they come down here to turn number 1. Riding in 7th is the 11 Vermont of Don Scarborough. 8th is the 75 of Gene Munger. 9th position, the 13 of Frank Horton. Rounding out your top 10 is the 5 car of J.R. Hefner. Hefner now taking 9th spot away from the 13 of Horde. Now here comes the 03 of Matt DiLorenzo. Brett Hearn still yet to crack the top 10. Your leader, Ronnie Proctor, down here across the stripe. Just about putting lap number 9 in the books. Look at a battle back here for 2nd spot now. Once again, Mike Ronca trying to apply pressure on the 19 car of Todd Ryan. Jack Johnson knocking on a top 5 run back there. He currently sits in 6th, but has not yet been able to crack the top 5 with the Witz Roofing 12A. 10 laps now in the books as they make their way down here off of turn number 2. Jack Johnson has now cracked the top 5. He goes by the 99 of Randy Hoteling. Johnson going to look down to the inside of the 15 car of A.J. Romano. Romano up on the outside, hanging on to spot number 4, but it'll be Jumpin' Jack down low, getting the car down to the inside, the power to the ground. They go side to side, that between Jack Johnson and A.J. Romano. When they get to turn number 3, give Jack Johnson spot 4. Off turn 4, now Johnson applies pressure on Todd Ryan. Ryan up on the outside, sees Jack Johnson pull down low. This will be the race for 3rd spot as they work their way down into turn number 3. Jumpin' Jack goes to spot number 3. Cars together here at the exit of turn number 4 will bring yellow out on the speedway. So yellow right now find themselves side by side. Ronnie Proctor from the outside, Mike Ronca from the inside. Todd Ryan back on the inside of row number 2 has got Jack Johnson up to the outside of him with the Witz roofing car. So Jack Johnson has cracked the top 5 now. He sits in 4th. The 15 of A.J. Romano and the 11 of Don Scarborough outside of him. Down to turn number 1 they go. Ronnie Proctor will drive it in deep and off of turn number 2 as your leader. Mike Ronca now slides up in front of the 12A of Jack Johnson. Here comes Ronca back down to the inside, and Jumpin' Jack will move his line to the outside. That's your top 3 cars as they come down to turn number 1. They gang up back behind them now as the 11 Vermont and Don Scarborough will try and take the 4th spot away from Todd Ryan. Great battle for spot number 2 now as Jack Johnson works the outside of Mike Ronca. Jumpin' Jack on the outside now gets the nose by Ronca down to turn number 1. Jack Johnson now completes the pass for 2nd spot. He sets his sights on Ronnie Proctor down the backstretch. And Jumpin' Jack now looks down at the inside line. It's Proctor on the high side, Johnson on the inside as they come off turn 4 side by side. Down to turn number 1 they go. Jack Johnson down with the advantage. But Ronnie Proctor coming right back off the top side. Down the backstretch to turn 3. Proctor living on the high line. Down off of turn number 4, trying to pick that spot back up. But it will be Jack Johnson at the line. Jack Johnson picks up the lead. Ronnie Proctor right there in the runner-up spot. Back in 3rd spot will be Mike Ronca with a 7. Don Scarborough now rides 4th. Matt DiLorenzo cracks the top 5 for the first time now. Just outside the top 5, Brett Hearn making an assault on the 15 of A.J. Romano. Romano hanging on the 6th spot, but Hearn now pedaling on the high side of the speedway. Working side by side off of turn number 2. Brett Hearn now gets the nose up in front of Romano. Show Hearn with a 4-star 4 car in spot number 6. Halfway sign has been displayed for Jack Johnson as Jack Johnson looking to make his way to victory lane for the first time in 2004 here at the Gray Race Place. The all-time winningest driver here at the Speedway in command now as Johnson shows the way down here off of turn number 2. Down the backstretch they run Jack Johnson, Ronnie Proctor, and Mike Ronca, your top 3. Got to go back a ways to find your 4th place car. That is the 11 Vermont of Don Scarborough. He rides 4th. Matt DiLorenzo rides 5th, and 1 spot out of a top 5 run is the Jersey Jet, Brett Hearn. Hearn rides 6th. 7th spot is the 15 of A.J. Romano. Riding in 8th is the number 99 car. That is Randy Hotailing. 9th spot, the 3rd generation driver out of Duanesburg. That is Ronnie Johnson. Rounding out your top 10 right now, a side-by-side battle between the 5 of J.R. Hefner and the 35 of Mike Perotti. Perotti takes that 10th spot away, moving Hefner back to 11th spot. 12th is Jack Cottrell. 13th, Don Ackner. 14th spot, your early leader, the 19 of Todd Ryan. 15th will be the 75 of Gene Munger. 16th is Frank Hort Sr. And rounding out your competitors on the Speedway, the 08 of Paul Cerencione and the 3 of Scott Knoll. Jack Johnson now closing in on the tail end of the lead lap. He goes by the 3 of Scott Knoll in turn 3. As they make their way down here off the corner, Johnson, your leader. Knoll with a left front flat tire on the 3 car. Knoll's Damn Good Beef Jerky, sponsor number 3 car, a feature event winner here in 2004. Now will drop from the event with a left front flat on that automobile. Brett Hearn now making a move down to the inside of Mike Ronca. Hearn has now pulled to spot number 4. So show the 4-star 4 car in spot number 4 here as we now have 10 laps remaining. 25 are in the books as now Jack Johnson clicks off lap 26. Johnson down at turn number 1 as your leader. Ronnie Proctor, a very solid 2nd place run right now. He's got a very comfortable margin over Don Scarborough, who sits back there in 3rd spot. Scarborough, however, will start to hear the engine of the 4-star 4 car. Hearn closing in on Scarborough. That'll be the battle for spot number 3. Hearn rides 4th. 5th spot is the 03 car of Matt DiLorenzo. Mike Ronca has now slid to 6th position as we got yellow out on the speedway. So yellow is out. A car up into here in this event for the modifieds. Jack Johnson, the all-time winningest driver here at the Speedway, looking to add to that total. Jack Johnson with 82 career feature event victories, looking to make it 83 tonight as green is out. Down at turn number 1 they go, up here through turns 1 and 2. The battle back there for third spot, looking to tighten up once again. Down through turn 3 and 4, Jumpin' Jack up on the top side, working off the corner, down the front stretch. Jack Johnson, your leader. The battle for spot number 3, once again tightening up, is now Brett Hearn, looking at the low line on the 11 Vermont car of Don Scarborough. Scarborough going to feel the pressure from Hearn as they come up to turn number 3. Hearn will swing to the outside, but Scarborough takes that outside line away. Jack Johnson, meanwhile, leading the pack down here. Ronnie Proctor that time bobbled a bit on the high side, got up on the high side of the cushion, scrubbed off a little bit of speed, and that allowed both the 11 Vermont of Scarborough and the 4 of Hearn to draw in on him. Hearn now is going to work down the inside of Scarborough. Brett Hearn will be your new third place man. And now Hearn trying to set his sights on Ronnie Proctor. Hearn looking low. Proctor there in the second spot. 5 laps remain here. It'll be 4 when they hit the stripe this time by. Good battle shaping up there for the runner-up spot as Hearn works down to the inside of Ronnie Proctor. Proctor going to pedal off the high side. Hearn trying to get the power to the ground. They touch off turn number 2. Hearn and Proctor come together on the backstretch. Proctor on the outside now sees Hearn get the advantage off of turn number 4. Down to turn number 1, it is Jack Johnson with the lead here in the late stages of the event. As Jack Johnson comes off turn 4, he will see the parallel flags. It'll be 2 laps remain when Jack Johnson hits the stripe. Jack Johnson across the stripe. Brett Hearn riding there in second. Third is Ronnie Proctor. The battle for 4th now. A good one there between the 03 of Matt DiLorenzo and the 11 Vermont of Don Scarborough. DiLorenzo on the inside, Scarborough on the outside. They race side by side to turn 3. The white silk will be displayed this time for Jack Johnson. Johnson down to turn number 1, has got nothing in his sights up in front. Johnson clear racetrack down the back stretch for the final time to turn 3. It'll be off at turn number 4, and this time double checkers. And Jack Johnson will crack victory lane for the first time in 2004. Second spot goes to the 4 car of Brett Hearn. Third to Ronnie Proctor. 4th spot goes to the 03 of Matt DiLorenzo and the 11 Vermont of Don Scarborough. Rounds out your top 5. Ronnie Johnson, Mike Ronca, the 35 of Mike Perotti, the 15 of A.J. Robano, and Jack Cottrell round out your top 10. So Jack Johnson puts another one in the books. Career win 83 now for Jumpin' Jack.